What was the greatest cereal prize that you ever got?
Maserati. When I was a kid, I actually wasn't that into Star Wars. And part of it was, I know you, and so was everybody else. But part of it, and I like Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but I was never into Luke Skywalker. And I think it was because he was so saccharine good. I liked the bad guy. I always wanted to be the
Vader
cowboy with the black hat, and I preferred Darth Vader.
Vader wasn't a cowboy.
Darth Vader is a much more interesting character than Luke Skywalker. His backstory, his travel, his whole character arc is far more interesting than Luke Skywalker. Until what?
Attack on Titan came out.
Attack on Titan comes out, and who's the Luke Skywalker analog? It's the Eren Yeager. So you have Eren Yeager, who is an incredible story. He's a protagonist who's getting shat on constantly by his peers. They're always like, "You're such a stupid, selfish," and he's a
whiny little
you're
brat.
whiny little brat, and then yet he pulls it in and he keeps going and keeps going. This does not happen in Star Wars ever. Luke gets everything delivered to him on a plate.
Yeah, and
where's his struggle?
Well, and Star Wars is just the good versus evil, and that's it. Titan is much more complex. It gives you that moral ambiguity.
Because of that, the moral ambiguity is so amazing in Titan.
As the story goes along, you don't know what's right and what's wrong, who's good, who's bad.
But before they do that, they set you up with a universe that feels a lot like the Star Wars.
Like it's going to be that.
So you have your Titans, and the Titans are horrifying.
And then they pull the handbrake,
and they're killing
you spin around.
They're killing the townspeople, and the townspeople are fighting back. And Eren's telling people to wake up and fight back. But then, as time goes on, you find out that things are not so simple. Things are not what they appear. And the good is really, are they good? I don't know. And
it's a much deeper story.
You have a character like Levi, for example, in Attack on
Brilliant.
Titan. There's nothing like that in Star Wars.
No.
Levi is constantly pushing the boundaries of, are you making the right decision? What decision is the right decision? And even the biggest question, is there a right decision?
Well, in Star Wars, it's also thin. You only have a handful of main characters that you even care about. And then as the story goes on, you get into more and more episodes down the line of movies, you get new characters that really just aren't all that interesting.
They're all two-dimensional.
Whereas in Titan, as season 2 comes along, 3 comes along, you're introduced to more and more new characters that are incredibly intriguing.
Absolutely.
With their own backstories, which are incredibly important.
Not to mention
to the entire story.
Right, because they're constantly throwing twists into the story and giving you more of the backstory and making a more complex.
How Titan's able to give you new information, and then they tease you a little bit. They're always throwing a little bait in the water to okay, here's a new tidbit,
right.
And then like half a season later, they will flash back and give
find out what really happened when the reason
instead
for
of
that
just
tidbit.
giving you here's it right in front of you all the time
characters,
like Star Wars would do.
Every single character, right? Mikasa, Armin, Eren, Levi, Kenny, all of them.
Yeah.
Erwin. Not only do they all have backstories, not only do they all have amazing character arcs, they all interweave together in a way that creates this tapestry of. It's not just good versus evil. It becomes really a universe.
A gorgeous tapestry.
Which is always nice.
Yes.
But it becomes a universe that is much more analogous to our own, where we have people who disagree with each other and both believe they're right. And we both believe we're the protagonists.
Right. Whereas
and that's what happens in
Star Wars just feeds you, this is what you need to believe.
Right.
This is good, this is bad, that's it.
And bum, 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 bum.
Another thing that I think stands out about Titan, way over Star Wars, is that Star Wars got increasingly bad as it went along.
Well, yeah, that's
arguably
true.
The only good movie was A New Hope.
I mean, then there are many elements of Star Wars that are fun, but are they good?
But how many series? Very few can do what Titan does, which is year after year, season after season, get better and better and grow. I mean,
Well, part of it has to do with the
you can count
singular
this-
vision of Attack on Titan by one writer who has composed a universe where he is
Yes.
able to suspend your disbelief
Exactly.
amazingly throughout the entire
Instead
time.
of dividing it up.
And in Star Wars, you don't, especially in the last 3 recent movies, you don't get your belief suspended
It's all
or
over the
disbelief
place.
suspended at all.
It's all over the place.
Ludicrous.
It's a mess. It's ludicrous speed.